Hi, guys. So I just wanted to come and touch on this story that's been out here, I guess, now for a couple of days. And the full interview is at the podcast $1 million Worth of Games. And I believe you can find it here on YouTube as well. I'm not exactly sure if they're on Spotify or where they are, iHeart or wherever. But you can watch the video, the full interview here on YouTube as well. So I'm going to play just the soundbite of what a lot of people were talking about, what and I'm speaking of Cam Newton, said in this interview regarding women, and then I'll come back.
I grew up in a three-parent household, my mom, my father, and my grandmother. I knew what a woman was, not a bad bitch.
Okay, what's the difference?
A woman.
Okay.
A bad bitch is, girl, I'm a bad bitch. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I look the part, but I don't act the part.
Okay.
A woman for me is handling your own, but knowing how to cater to a man's needs, right? And I think a lot of times when you get that aesthetic of like, I'm a boss bitch, like I'm a this, I'm a that, no, baby, like, but you can't cook.
Okay.
You don't know when to be quiet. You don't know how to allow a man to lead.
Okay, so you heard all that. You don't know how to be quiet and allow a man to lead. You don't know how to cook. And so people took that soundbite and kind of, I guess, created their own conversations around it. So like some people were saying in the comments, without really hearing his full statement, because you could tell that he had more to say, right? It's really hard to say. But then people, for whatever reason, decided to go to Brittany Renner and I guess direct this to her as if every time he says something, he has to be talking about her. And I don't really know that that's true. He's probably speaking in general, and these guys deal with a bunch of women. I'm sure, when he's saying half this stuff, he's not really thinking about anybody in particular. That's kind of what I think. But the whole discussion, I guess, is what and who he is trying to define as the bad bees, opposed to who is and what how he defines a woman, right? Now, I'm gonna say this, and I don't know a whole lot about him. Like I said, I don't know these athletes like that. If your name is not LeBron, I don't know you. Okay, and I don't know him either. But you know what I'm saying? I know who LeBron is. The rest of these people, I don't know them. I don't know their business like that. I'm not looking. I don't care to know it. I'm not looking to know it or whatever. But I have seen his name on blogs, and I know that there were some situations around his marriage. And like people were saying in the comments, how do you open your mouth and say some of this stuff when you've been out here with the bad bees? And so you have to ask, and I guess this is my question, what was the purpose of even having this conversation? If you've been spotted with the bad bees, you might have been spotted with some women as well. If he's trying to say there's, a difference in the two, um, then why have this conversation, in the first place, unless you're just trying to go viral for saying some sexist type stuff about women. Um, I'm going to come back. I think I'm going to play Britney first before I just start going into some other stuff. I tried to make a video about this, but for whatever reason, I couldn't upload it. But now I'm just going to have to show the clips on here. And so hopefully I'm starting at the right place with her. Because like I said, people started going to Brittany Renner as in to say that he's referencing her. Now, I don't know, is something going on between them? Because I don't know. Like, you guys can let me know in the comments what you know. To my understanding, he interviewed her on his podcast, but I didn't know that they had dated or whatever. I don't know the history between them because I'm trying to understand, why are people going to her? Why is that whatever he says her business? Right? Or are people now, every time he says something, because she had that interview with him, they feel like they want to hear her opinion? on whatever it is that he has to say. I don't know, but I'm going to let you guys listen to what she was saying.
So I was partially minding my business. I was. But then I was trying to see why Cam was trending. But anyways, I see someone throw my name in a tweet like this because people love to do that. The whatever woman you think is, I don't know, the standard versus the big bad whore who can't keep her mouth shut. And I just wanted to share this tweet, and now I'm sharing it on my story because I know someone out there needs to hear this. A lot of these couples, you guys don't even really like each other for real. Not even attracted to your wife. Okay? Very sad that a lot of people cannot live in their truth. Come to the lights. We want to see who you really are. A lot of people can't do that because marriage is a business to a lot of people. You know, it's their preference. People want to get married for whatever reasons. Let people be happy with their preferences. God bless. Too many of you do it for the gram instead of doing it for yourself. Because I don't know why so many people want to go out of their way and burden we the people with the fake bullshit you're trying to convince us that you're really happy in, but you're not, because there's a lot of DMs and people that can attest otherwise. I don't know why we have to see that. And then constantly being shoved down our throats that love isn't real. All married couples are miserable. Everyone cheats. Like, why do we have to accept that reality? That's your world. That's your message. That's what you're about. I don't know why people go out of their way to make it appear like they're happy when they could really just follow their heart and be happy. Call me crazy. Call me crazy. Maybe I should shut up. But seems a little backwards. But God bless. One more thing, because I just can't shut up. I don't know when to be quiet. A lot of these preferences are rooted in self-hate. I didn't want to say it, but I said it. Yeah.
So yeah, she just kind of made a joke about it, but she was saying how you can see over how people were going to her, and then comparing her to certain people's wives, as in to say, I guess she's the bad bee that he's referring to, and these women that these athletes are married to, a couple of them, you're trying to say these are women. Um, and I would have to say, you guys, I do agree with Brittany just because we see certain unions presented in front of us. We don't know if these couples are happy. We don't know what's going on in these people's households. And so, um, yeah, that's not really saying a whole lot because you could point to so and so's wife, who may have been their longtime girlfriend or what have you. And I think that is just, I agree with her on this as well. It's just a lot of negativity around. We need to give these guys the right to go out and do whatever it is that they want to do. Right. And that's kind of what a lot of these conversations seem to where they all want to go. Well, you guys are the bad bees. Y'all don't even cook no more. Y'all don't clean no more. Y'all don't do this. Y'all don't do that. So you're saying to these girls that he's talking to, because you're not doing X, Y, and Z, like so and so's wife or this or that other person that we think we see that, has a certain lifestyle, then I can treat you this kind of way or any kind of way. And I think it sounds like to me when you hear these guys talking, and particularly these athletes who I don't know who giving these folks these microphones, but every time we hear from them, it's almost as if, like she's saying, they always want to kind of make excuses of why they're not doing what they should be doing as men, as leaders. But then you want to have this whole conversation about how you're supposed to get treated. But you have to, who said it? Like, let me remember that quote. I can't remember now who exactly. But you have to stand up. You want to be somebody to treat you a certain way. You have to act. You have to present that. You have to be a man. You can't come out here doing all this stuff, have all these women all over social media saying and doing and posting pictures and videos and all kind of nonsense about you, and then turn around and do this whole king talk or whatever it is, that you're calling yourself doing. Like you're so worthy of all of this greatness from a woman while you're giving nothing. Like Aretha said, you want a do right woman, you got to be a do right man. Come on, Aretha. Like for real. Like that song is the realest as it gets. Like you can't expect more than what you're giving to someone. I'm sorry. I don't care who you are. Like it's some woman somewhere that's gonna be tired of your behind. She's gonna do all the shopping that she can do. All that's owed to her now. She's gonna eat all the places. She's gonna go to all the parties, and that stuff is gonna become nothing to these people. And so at some point, people get tired. Like, it's only so much that you really should think that people should accept from you. Um, and I mean bad behavior. And just because you are the one bringing the money home, right? Because a lot of this stems from these guys feeling like, oh, I'm, holding the money. And this is why they go after certain women anyway. And that's a whole nother conversation, because they get to kind of dangle this money over them. And I'm going to put up another, I'm going to go live again. And this is a completely different conversation, but she is talking about relationships. It's a divorce lawyer. And so I thought what she was posting on her TikTok was really interesting. So I want to talk about that. I'm going to come back in a different video and do that. But she was making a great point. When these men have a certain lifestyle, they seem to want to dangle that over these girls' head as something that's going to control them. But you guys we all understand that if once these women, even with a prenup, okay, once they stay married to you long enough, they understand they're going to walk away with certain things. And if they have good sense out here, they're going to make sure that that prenup says that anyway. They're going to walk out of those marriages way more than they walked in with. Okay. So it's a win for win in both situations. You're getting your way in the beginning, but when they get tired of the nonsense, you're not going to get that, and you're going to be writing that check. Okay. So these women, there's still stuff for them to gain off of you if you're going to play these type of games in life. Okay. Now, I don't know who not explaining that to you. Everybody should already know that. Um, and so I don't know. I agree with her. I just agree with Brittany and what she had to say about the situation. And then jumping in people's comments, trying to compare them to Steph Curry's wife. Like, yeah, I get it. She has the food. She has that food show, and she has a cookbook, I think. But that doesn't mean that Aisha is actually getting up every morning, 4 or 5 a.m. in the morning, making sure her kids are having a home cooked meal from her and making their lunch and then making her husband lunch and dinner and all that stuff. She's probably not doing that the way you guys are trying to throw that up in Brittany's face. Like, she's probably doing it when she feel like it, if she's doing it at all, because clearly she has a desire to cook, and it's probably something she was into even before she married her husband. And so just because she can do these things, and she may be doing these things when she feel like it, because her and her husband can more than likely afford staff, and more than likely they have staff that are doing things, domestic things in their household for them. They're not she's not jumping up doing this like a working class mother is getting up every day and doing for her family. So it's not the same. It's not the same. And so at the end of the day, these bad bees become the Aisha Currys. And I think I agree with Brittany about that. There, you really shouldn't be comparing these women in that way, because a lot of these guys are marrying people based in colorism and all this nonsense and foolishness and self-hate. Like she said, that is instilled in them, and it's carrying on generation after generation. And it could be an even bigger conversation, which I'm not going to go into. But because of these things, a lot of these women that look a certain way, they know that they can marry these guys. And like I said, these people have staff. These Aisha is not getting up every day burning it down like that in the kitchen and all this stuff. Just because she knows how to cook and she has a desire to cook, do not mean that she have to. And the women who don't know how to cook, they don't have to. Okay, if they don't want to. And even out here in everyday life, there are men who are also taking on responsibilities in the home. They're sharing these responsibilities with their wives or with girlfriends or whomever they live with. Women are not doing, this is not 1950 or 1940 or whatever anymore, right? It's very hard to come by a woman who's just going to sit at home, um, and cook and clean. I'm not saying that they're not out there, but it's very rare, regardless of race, for you to hear that, because divorce rates are very high in this country. And these women are going to prepare themselves in case these things happen. And so you're not seeing that like that anymore. I don't know why he worded that way. I think he worded that way because he knew that it would get what it's getting from people attention. That's my opinion. Let me know what you guys think about this conversation. Do you understand what Brittany was trying to say, with that? Like, you're kind of comparing her to other women, and but the truth of the matter is, all of these guys, these multi-millionaire players anyway, once they marry these girls, these women are not at home doing all this stuff the way, he's trying to make that sound. These people have staff in their home that's cooking and cleaning for them and their family. Now, I'm not saying they can't get up and do it if that's what they want to do. Obviously, anybody can do that if that's what they want to do. I'm saying that more than likely these women are not doing that, and no one is probably doing that in Cam's home as well, right? I'm pretty sure whoever he's married, I don't know if he's married to the mistress now or whoever he was caught with or whatever was going on. I don't know the man business, or if he's not married at all. I don't know, but I doubt highly that. He's married to someone that's jumping up every day cooking for him, right? He don't even have that lifestyle, right? That like that for this to even be that type of conversation. And so I do agree with Brittany on that. I don't even know why he's even holding that conversation like that. And as far as talking, everyone has a right to an opinion. And I think that being open to communication, is what is probably the problem with a lot of relationships anyway. When you're not open to hearing people out, man or woman, so just even listening to him kind of lets you know some things, right? But let me know what you guys think about this whole conversation in the comments, about what Brittany had to say, and people going over to her Twitter and Instagram saying things to her. I don't know why they think that this is about her anyway. Let me know what you guys know about all of that in the comments, because I don't know. I know that I made a video about their interview together, but why are people going to her about what Cam says, right? Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in the next video.